What's going on, guys? It's Dramon. Happy Memorial Day. Smell that? Fresh cut grass, barbecue, and Game 7. Before we get started, I need to get two things out of the way. First, I know this shirt's way too big for me, but it was the last size they had and I wanted to wear this shirt for this video, so deal with it. Second, this isn't gonna be your normal type NBA talk video with lots of graphics and stats because I'm a little pressed on time because I wanna get this video out before Game 7 between the Thunder and Warriors actually starts. And if you wanna see my predictions on Game 7, click the link you see right now or the one in the description box below. I just made a video yesterday talking about Game 6 and who I think is gonna win Game 7. Okay, all that's taken care of. Let's talk about my favorite Game 7 of all time. As you can tell by my shirt, I'm a Laker fan, so it's no surprise that my favorite Game 7 is a Laker game. And while you might be thinking about 2002 against the Kings on the road, and don't get me wrong, that was a fantastic game, the 2010 NBA Finals Game 7 between the Lakers and Celtics takes the cake for me. Growing up a Lakers fan, all I would ever hear about were the classic rivalries between the Lakers and Celtics. Rambis, McHale, Magic, Bird, Parrish, Abdul-Jabbar. But when I was a kid, the Celtics were mostly terrible, so that didn't mean a lot to me, and I just kind of heard about these legends of how epic those battles were. But in 2008, the Celtics put a super team together, and we lost to them in the NBA Finals. But now in 2010, we got the rematch, and it all came down to Game 7. And I have a crazy, and I'm talking crazy story to tell you guys, and it all starts with my best friend in the world, James Horton. All right, this is Jamie. He's a Laker fan just like me, and we watched every game of the 2010 playoffs together. But on Game 7, the most important game in our Laker fandom history, he had to work. I said, James, look, this is the biggest game of our life. You have to have someone cover for you. He called around, no dice. Okay, well, call in sick. James, not that kind of guy. So basically, James said, look, I'll record the game, and when I come back home from work, we'll watch it together. Now, James doesn't get off work till like 9:30, and it's about an hour drive home, so he's talking like 10:30 tops. And remember, I was living in Hawaii at the time, so we're like 2 hours or 3 hours behind California time. So we're talking, I'm going the whole day basically without really knowing what happened to my beloved Lakers. So what did I do? I couldn't let my bro down. I went the entire day without knowing what happened to my Lakers. And I didn't even turn on the radio, the TV. I didn't go outside. I was so paranoid. I actually just read a book. And you have to understand, I had just graduated high school, so reading a book was the last thing I wanted to do, but it was complete torture. I mean, I had to go the whole day without knowing what happened in the biggest game in Laker history. So after a long, agonizing day that was just torture, Jamie finally called me and said, come home, we about to do this. I ran to his house as fast as I could, and he lived about a quarter mile away, and I'm pretty sure I set a world record running to his house that night. So I get to his house, it's 10:45, and his mom says, all right guys, enjoy the game, just be quiet. And as the game progressed, we were so tense and we were just cheering, we were clapping loudly. James' mom, Allison, she came down like 3 or 4 times during the games telling us to shut up. We were so hyped. And basically after the 4th time when she really laid down the hammer, we were cheering in silent. We looked like mimes. Like, well, here's an example. And the whole night overall, I'm kind of out of breath. Not only was the situation we were in crazy, but the game was as well. I mean, guys diving on the floor. You could just tell these guys on the floor want this so bad. I loved every second of it, but my favorite part was this.
Bryant looking Artest, that's a three. Bang! Lakers by 6 with a minute to play.
At the end of the day, the reason why this is my favorite Game 7 isn't because this was a huge game for the Lakers and it was the Celtics. All that's great, but it was the situation and the moment I was in with my best friend James. I mean, sometimes the memories and your history are the only thing you truly own, which makes what we do now so important. And to the day I die, I'll always remember that night, that day, and the Game 7 Lakers vs Celtics just so happened to be on that very night. That's the reason why Game 7 Lakers Celtics 2010 is my favorite Game 7 of all time. What's yours? Share your story in the comment section below. My name's Jaron. This has been NBA Talk. Give me a thumbs up. That really helps me out. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's Game 7, Thunder and Warriors. Root hard for your squad. Hopefully it turns out the way you want it to. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Scoring 33.7 points per game, shooting 43% from 3 and 52% from the field while putting up 8.3 assists per game. Guess Kobe never passes, right? You also have one in a smaller area on the midsole near the heel, and as well as a big one on the heel in the back of the sneaker. Now, this is called the Nike Air, more up-tempo, so